Now, here is even, now you see, question 3, Edgar spent 1/4 of his money on a watch. So that means the total he has is 4 units. 1/4 means 1 out of 4. 1 unit out of 4 units. Okay, so you're going to cut your total into 4 units. But here is your problem. He spent 1/4 on a watch, right? So this is 1/4, right? The remaining is 3 unit. The problem with the remaining 3 unit is that can it be divided by 5? Can it be divided by 5? Cannot, right? No. Because the remaining units is 3 units. How are you going to divide this by 5? That means I am now again forced to cut my units. Just like just now, I was forced to cut 1 unit into 2. Just now, I was forced to cut 1 unit into 2. Now, I am forced to cut 1 unit into the lowest common multiple of, you see, he spent 2 out of 5 of the remainder. But the remainder is 3 units. The remainder is 3. How do I separate it into 5? Can find the lowest common multiple of 3 and 5. And that is 15. That is 15. That means each I need to now cut into 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Become 5 units each. Now I can, so then my 2 over 5, I'm going to change my 2 over 5 into 6 over 15. We're going to change it to 6 over 15. Okay? So they say he spent 6 over 15 of the remainder on 4 shirts. So I'm going to count 6 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 over 15 is like this, which is spent on 4 shirts. All right? So that means there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 units remaining. The remaining must be 9 over 15. Okay? So he saved the rest. Okay? So he saved the rest. You think you Naruto? Okay, so all right, we have another problem. 6 unit cannot be divided by 4 shirts. Dun dun dun. How? We will use fraction. Actually, we need to cut the unit again. Which will make us have too many units. I don't really want that. Okay, so I think I'll just use fraction or decimal. The 4 shirts is a total of 6 units here. So 1 shirt will be equals to 6 divided by 4, which will give you 1.5 units. Okay? So here, because this clue is not the total, this clue is referring to how much the watch is more expensive than the shirt. Now the watch we know is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 units. So this 1/4 in the process of cutting into 5 will become 5 over 20. So the watch is actually 5 units. The shirt is 1.5 unit. So this is 3.5 unit, the difference. And that is equals to $168. 3.5 unit is equals to 168. Now that you are P5, you can use calculator. That will not be impossible to calculate. Okay, in P4, it will be difficult, but it's still not impossible, but difficult. So you're going to take $168 divided by 3.5 using your calculator. You will find 1 unit. 1 unit is 168 divided by 3.5. That will give you $48. Now you're happy. You found 1 unit already. You are on the right track already. So how much did Edgar save given that the price of each shirt was the same? He saved a total of 9 units here. 9 units. Okay, so $48 times 9 will give you the answer. 432. Okay, give me a moment. Okay, so this question we have the same problem. All right. After Edgar spent 1 out of 4 of his units, he has 3. If you spend 1/4, you have 3 units left. But the problem is this. Later, the question says he spent 2 out of 5 of the remainder. But you cannot divide 3 units into 5. So what you need to do is you need to cut 3 units and also the 1 unit for the watch. You need to cut them into 5 each so that you can take 2 out of 5. So you can take 2 out of 5 of these 3 units. So that's what we did. Cut. So the problem is there's too many units already. So this is already reaching the limit of models. When you have models like this and you need to cut them, it becomes so many units, it becomes unmanageable. So later on, there is another problem, right? When this 6/15, you realize there is 4 shirts. Then you need to, but 6 cannot be divided by 4. So 6 must be cut into 12. So that means your units is supposed to cut into 2 again. That will give you way too many units. Like this. Cut. Can you see how untidy that will be? That's why we move to a method called branching. If you want, you should use a pencil to draw your branching diagram so that you can erase at first. Okay, they say Edgar spent 1 out of 4 units. Okay, 1 out of 4 units. That means his total is 4 units. Don't copy down first. He spent 1 unit on a watch. And the remaining is 3 units. Because 4 units minus 1 unit, the remaining must be 3 units. Then later on, you know that you are going to cut into 5, 2/5. But hello, this 3 unit cannot be divided by 5. So what you need to do is, okay, let me cut everything into 5. Cut 5, cut 5, cut 5. Okay, so when I cut them into 5, this 1 unit become 5 unit. Still don't copy down. Don't copy down first. So when you use your eraser, you can erase away the units. Okay, so they now become 20 units instead. Okay, so 1/4 of 20 units is 5 units spent on the watch. 1/4 ma. 1/4 of 20 is 5. 20 divided by 4. So the remaining must be 15 units. Then later he need to spend 2/5, which is actually 6/15. 6 units on 4 shirts. Then what you have left is actually 9 units. saved. Now, then suddenly you realize, oh no, if the watch costs $168 more than one shirt, hello, one shirt, how? How can you divide 6 units into 4 shirts? So there's 2 ways of doing it. You can either use decimal like I did here. I use decimal. The watch is 5 units. The t-shirt is actually 6 units divided by 4, which is 1.5 units. So I find the difference between this. Or I can again cut them into smaller units, times 2, times 2, times 2, times 2, times 2. Now, when I cut them, it will become, I will erase and rewrite again. 40 units, 5 units times 2 is 10 units. 15 units times 2 is 30 units. 6 units times 2 is 12 units. 9 units times 2 is 18 units. Now, my 4 shirts, 12 units can now be divided by 4. So if I take 12 units divided by 4, each shirt will be 3 units. Okay, then the watch and the shirt, the difference is 7 units. And 7 units will be equal to 168. So now I'm not using decimal. You can also use this way. Now you're not using decimal. So 7 units is equals to 168. 1 unit is equals to 24. Now you need to find 18 units. 18 units is 24 times 18. And you'll get back the same answer, 4, 3, 2. Same. Okay? So you can do this branching or you can do this model. But until a certain point of time, it can no longer cut. You don't cut anymore. You can use decimal. Okay? So just copy down this extra branching diagram. This one is the model method. This one is called the branching method. Only copy down branching. Both copy down.